Cool. Here we go.
What's up, y'all? Make sure you share that to the Stroker page. You gotta do it on your personal profile.
Okay. All right, hey folks, we appreciate you joining. If you're just getting with us right now, we got Mr. Bain here. He's coming along with Stroker Boats. We're going to get into it. It's going to be a great episode. We're just going to let some folks join, let the music play for a couple minutes, and then we're going to bring the man in and get right down to business. Stick with us for a second, and then we're going to get rocking. This will be a really, really fun episode. I can't even figure out how to share this. All right, what do I do from here?
You didn't have that problem. You didn't have a piece of crap Android.
Probably.
Also, why my text messages don't go through.
Yeah.
What's up, John? What's up, Jim? Jim and John in the house. What's up, boys?
What's up,
What's
Jim?
up to all of our viewers who
Sorry
are
to hear about
watching?
your boat, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. There he is, Scuba Steve. Hell yeah, boy.
That's good to see you.
We're live tonight with Mr. Bo Bain from Stroker Boats.
Saw Scuba Steve out on the water last weekend.
Jim, whatever you do, don't get an aluminum Ranger, okay?
No, I think you should get one. Jesus. Oh, dude. That'd be great. Hey, you should sell him yours.
Yeah, I know where there's a great 18.5-foot aluminum Ranger
Yeah.
with a 150 on the back.
The thing runs awesome. I caught a lot of fish out of
It's
it.
19 feet, okay? It's a 19.8. It's almost 20 feet, actually.
Pretty sure.
Yes. You gonna Google that?
I am.
It is. It's almost 20 feet. It's a 19.8. What's up, fellas? We're back for another episode of Bass and Beer Radio. As promised in our couple episodes ago, we had Heath Murphy on with Gambler.
Yep.
Now we're hanging out with Mr. Bo Bain from
Stroker.
Stroker. And yeah, excited for this one. We've kind of been getting into that little performance bass fishing haul niche here. And there's not a lot of information out there on...
1910.
See? There's not a lot of information out there about these boats, so we're very excited to kind of bring some of that information to you guys, to the internet. Some stuff that, you know, if you guys have any questions, make sure you let us know. Mr. Bo seems to be very knowledgeable and definitely a fun guy to talk to. So we're looking forward to this interview, and yeah,
He'll sell it to you cheap, Jim.
We're going to go ahead and play the intro, and then we're going to bring in Mr. Bain, and then we're going to rock and roll, get right into it. So stick with us. We're doing it.
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so as promised, we're getting ready to bring in the man himself. So I'll kind of walk you guys through a little bit about why we decided to talk to Stroker and talk to Bo here in just a second. The biggest reason why, all right, obviously, if you guys haven't watched, maybe if you're new here, Tony, Chad, Paul, I fished out of a Ranger for years. I got into a Bullet kind of by accident, and it's been a whole new world for me, going from that heavy Ranger 518 VX hull to a Bullet, Chad's got a Ranger 198P. We'll get into that later. And then Paul's got a brand new Skeeter. So
ZXR20.
a lot of different experiences here and preferences with our boats. But as I got into the Go Fast and the performance hulls, Stroker was one of those brands that I just didn't know anything about. And I feel like a lot of people don't know anything about them. We're all from Maryland. We shoot this in, we fish the Upper Chesapeake Bay in Maryland. That's where we're at. Potomac, a lot of tidal water. We just don't see a lot of strokers here. Like maybe one or two in our area that we actually see consistently. And consistently is not even really that much. You see bullets here and there. You see Allisons here and there. But Stroker is really a special boat that we just don't get to see a lot. So that's why I reached out. I saw a post on the Stroker Bass Boats page where I saw a brand new Stroker in the mold. And it kind of really caught my attention because I had thought that Stroker was a brand that had kind of existed in the past and didn't exist anymore, right? Maybe they had made some boats before and, the brand kind of fell apart, and not really fell apart, but they weren't making boats. I didn't think Stroker was still making boats. So when I saw this new boat in the mold, it really caught my attention, really got me excited, and it led me to reach out to Bo and to kind of start this conversation. So we've been talking to him a little bit before the show, just kind of getting an idea of what we're going to talk about and all that stuff. If you're new here, if you're watching us for the first time, your comments, we will try to read every single one. So any questions you have, anything like that, please ask, because we get a chance to really dive in. We have some questions written out, but really you guys drive the conversation. That's why we do this. We just like to get a whole bunch of people in here and just talk about boats and get you guys involved in the conversation. So we're going to finish up a couple things that the man here, Chad, is finishing up. And then we are going to bring in Mr. Bo and get everything started. So if you haven't had a chance, please please share, bring some more folks in, have some more people join the conversation. We don't get paid to do this. We make zero money off this show, so it's not a money thing. We just love having good conversations about this. So please like and share, get some more folks in here to have this conversation and get everything rocking and rolling. So whenever the man, Chad, is ready, we're going to go ahead and bring him in. It looks like he needs a couple more minutes, maybe just a couple more seconds to get everything going.
Yeah, we just like talking about fishing.
Yeah, and then even if you're
Fishing,
not
boats.
Yeah, boats, fishing, anything. I mean, that's kind of what we do. If you're, like I said, if you're just joining us, we've talked to Denny Brower in the past, David Fritz, a whole bunch of folks. So we kind of do a lot on this show. We hit boats, we hit fishing techniques, we talk about funny stuff. Sometimes we just get on here, have a couple of beers, and have some good stuff. So if you're watching at home, please have a beer with us, or a water Dr. Pepper if you're getting up early like Paul tomorrow to go fishing.
To go break some ice.
A little liquid IV to get ready to break some ice tomorrow and catch a few bass fish.
With that being said, are we ready?
We're ready. We're going to bring on Mr. Bo.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's rock and roll. Mr. Bo, we got Mr. Bo Bain in here with Stroker Boats. You guys can see him on the bottom right. Mr. Bo, how you doing tonight, sir?
Doing good, guys. How about yourselves?
Fantastic. We're excited to have you here.
Well, I'm glad to be here, to be honest. It's
Thank you for your time.
It's always nice to spread some news about a new boat, so let's do it.
Awesome. So I got some questions. We've already obviously sent them to you. We're going to go through these questions, and then any of the questions that the viewers have, we'll kind of get them in and here and there, right?
Well, before we go through your questions, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, there ain't a whole lot to tell. I mean, I manage a trucking company, a small trucking company here in Chattanooga. I've been in boats, forever. I mean, my family, we fished, since I was very small. As soon as before I ever graduated from high school, I had a boat. I've owned a bunch of boats, Pro Crafts, Rangers, Bullets, Allisons. I love them all. They're all special to me. But anytime you get to do anything that has anything to do with something that you love, it's fun. And that's where I'm at with Stroker. I don't own the place. I don't have no money invested in except for the boats that I have in my garage. And what I say, it carries no weight, but I'm just trying to help them along, trying to guide them along and help them try to figure out how to get this thing going again. I mean, it's a special boat. I mean, unless you've ever drove one, or rode in one, you don't have a clue. I mean, I used to look at them and say they were the ugliest thing on the water. But you know what? One day I got in one and I seen what it was, and it just it changed my whole attitude.
Yeah, I can see that. I was a little taken aback the first time I saw one with that like seashell shape
Yeah,
console.
yeah.
I saw it and I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't, like I said earlier, we don't see a lot in this area. I think there's like one or two in this general like 3 state surrounding area here that we see somewhat
I think
often.
there's 2 that fish locally. I know there's the white and green one, and I think there's a white and blue one.
Yes. And it's funny because they both have a Mercury XB on it, which is ironically the only 2 other Mercury XBs I've ever seen, which is kind of neat. But so I guess we'll just start going down these questions, and then, like I said, we'll look to the audience for some other ones. But when did Stroker boats start, and like when they were started? I guess what was the goal of the company?
And who
You know
started
what?
them? Yeah. Don't forget
Chubb,
that.
Chubb Bryant started the business back in 1997, and it was Bryant Enterprises up until I had it wrote until 2003. 2003 they changed it over to Stroker. His goal was to build a boat that would carry 2 fat boys with all their fishing gear, 100 mile an hour, and he did it. I mean, he pulled it off.
Did he have any experience with boat building before that, or did it
You know
just
what?
something that he got into?
He was into race cars, dragsters, and I think he done some dirt tracking or something. But he had owned a lot of boats. But as far as ever building one, I think he said it took him 2 years to actually build this hull. I do know he told me he went to the other day. We were talking about the hull, and he told me he went to the Chicago Boat Show, and him and Alice drove up, and he seen something there that I don't know. I guess it changed his mind about his boat. So they drove all through the night, got back home, and they thought they were going to bed. And Chubb goes down to the garage and takes a jigsaw and just starts cutting the whole side of his boat out. Said Alice. He told me, he said Alice was freaking out because, they had 2 years invested in that boat, trying to build a mold. And that's how he is. If he sees something he don't like, he's not afraid to do what needs to be done.
So I know we've kind of talked a little bit about the. Well, I guess you mentioned that they're built to be loaded and go fast, right? Like from a bullet perspective, I will say a lot of the guys on like the Go Fast forums, they talk about running their 20XD or 20cc 100 miles an hour, but a lot of those guys that are doing that are doing it without a trolling motor or without gear. So it's interesting that Chubb took or had it in his mind to build a boat that was fast while loaded, because a lot of these Go Fast boats, the speed numbers that you see are not loaded at all.
All right. Well, and I will tell you this. I mean, like I said a minute ago, it's not all the boat. I mean, you gotta drive the boats. I mean, you hear people all the time thinking that they're gonna go buy a boat and just hop in it and they're gonna run 100, and that's the kind of attitude that gets you killed.
Yeah.
He designed this boat, like I said, with the intentions of making it to where you could load it down, have all your fuel, have your fish, and go 100 mile an hour. And I mean, if you've ever met Chubb, he's a big boy. They don't call him Chubb for nothing. And he's really designed a really nice boat. I mean, it's I love the boat. Everybody tries to say, what do you like about it? What you don't like about it? It's hard for me to find anything that I really don't like about it. I mean, it's like sitting down in a Ferrari. I mean, it's just that much fun. Every time you sit down in it, I mean, you can't get enough of it.
Does it sit low in the seats, kind of like one of them sports cars? I've been in boats where you sit up high. I've been in boats where it feels like you're in a cockpit. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's funny that you asked that. My boat has custom seats. My gray boat, they're cut down, so they sit low, and so my head. Honestly, I'm not able to see over the console too much. I like that. It's just more aerodynamic. I mean, I can see, but it's not where I'm up above the console. You know what I mean? I love that. But the standard seats you set pretty much even, maybe a little higher. Um, but no, they're just solid boats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. You don't have to, in that wintertime fishing, you don't have to duck your head down but under the console to keep from freezing to death.
Right.
So the second question is some of the different models of stroker boats. Like, and I don't know a whole lot about the boats at all, but what were some of the different hull designs? Were they all 21 foot? Were there ever 20s or 22s, or were they all just 21s?
Everything that I know that he built was 21s. He made a single console, and I told you about that. I mean, he built it, and after he rode in the passenger seat, said that's the end of that.
You got to tell us that story. You got to tell the viewers that story because that's amazing.
I don't know who he was in the boat with, but the story he told me, because I thought it was a joke. But the story goes he got in a boat with someone with a single console, got in the passenger seat. They took off down the lake, and he said it was the worst ride he's ever been in. I said, "What do you mean? Did it beat you to death?" He said, "No, I couldn't breathe. The rain, everything hit you." I said, "Okay." He said, I said, "So what'd you do about it?" He said, "I dug a hole around back. When I got back, I put that mold in it. We've never built another one."
That is a single person's boat, essentially, is what it was.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I've been in bass boats that are doing 65, 70 miles an hour that don't have the passenger console, and it sucks.
Oh,
yeah.
I can. My wife can attest that when I got my new boat I got it with a dual console, and the first time that I took her out and we ran 70 miles an hour and we stopped and turned around and she just looked over and went, "Wow, that's much nicer."
Yeah.
That's much nicer than the Champion.
So somewhere in the stroker in the plant, there's a 21-foot mold that's been buried just because Chubb rode in and said, "No, I'm not doing this."
Yeah.
I would assume it's the top cap mold, right?
Yeah, it's done. I mean, we still have the hull, but it's the cap. Yeah, the cap is history. I mean, it won't be back. It took its last ride.
That's awesome. I just that's amazing to me that, and again, it's just hilarious that somebody who is so confident in their brand to say, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. Just dig a hole and bury it." Not sell it, just dig a hole and bury it.
That's confident enough in themselves to be like, "I'm gonna design something better than this."
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
because
right.
that sucked.
Yeah. No, I mean, he after he did it, he'd already made his mind up. That was the end of that. So
wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. That's a great story. Love that.
So did all the with them all being 21 foot, was it only one model? Essentially, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
I'm sure there's been some changes over the the years that they've made, but
I mean, it's a custom boat. I mean, you call and you say, "Hey, this is what I want. This is the color I want," and that's what they're going to build. But everything, same dual console, the deck, everything is pretty much the same. Gotcha. 33-gallon live well, 38-gallon fuel tank.
It's a pretty big live
our
well.
boats, they're rigged 12-24 either way. I will say one thing that a lot of people, with the new batteries and stuff that are coming out, the lithiums, strokers, because of what we're trying to achieve, or most of us are trying to achieve, we want that weight. Right. We need that weight back here in the back. Lithiums, they don't benefit us. I mean, for what we're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some guys with strokers that have the ghost trolling motors and stuff. They do a little different thing, and it's great. And some of them see really good speeds. But, I would just soon to have the AGMs. I like the weight.
They have weighted battery plates out there now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's something
crazy.
new I just saw.
That's crazy.
I can't remember the company that makes them. Actually, it might be ProGuide that makes them. ProGuide batteries, but it's essentially like a lead lined battery tray. Wow. I think the battery tray weighs. I want to say it weighs like 52 pounds.
Wow!
Put 3 of them bastards in there.
So it essentially with the weight of the battery tray, and a lithium weighs about 25 pounds, it takes you to right to what the weight of an AGM would be.
Right.
I think they just showcased that at ICAST this year.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, I've heard of that, but I haven't seen them. It's pretty neat.
So Mr. Bow, how many boats has Stroker made and sold from the beginning to today? Do you have a general number?
I was told over 500. Um, that's where they're at. It's not a big number. Um, you know, um,
And that's
like I
over
said,
28 years, right?
yeah, and they
It's
had, like I said,
97.
96, yeah, so
Yeah.
28, 28 years.
Yep.
yeah, they went to all composite in mid '98. Um, a lot of people don't know it, but the strokers they have, they offered the 5-year hull warranty and everything. I mean, they're great boats, but as far as how many they've made, there's not a lot of them out there, guys. I mean, we have the rallies and stuff, and I have a lot of guys from all over the country that are coming, and it's just you don't get the turnout that you would with, say, a Bullet or an Allison rally, because they just didn't put that many boats out there.
That's only about 20 boats a year over the, if you average it out over
If there's 500 boats in existence, and that's including boats that are not even in the United States of America, I feel like it's pretty cool that we have 2 of them floating around here in Maryland.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's pretty.
right.
That's cool to me.
Right. I'm trying to think of the guy's name. We were just talking about him yesterday. He's got the autism awareness boat up there. Have you seen it?
I have not.
I know who you're talking
He's up
about.
there.
I know who you're talking about, but I can't.
I believe he goes to John's quite a bit over there and has his boat detailed and stuff. I'm trying to think what his name is. Dog, that's pitiful. I can't remember that. But he's got a beautiful boat, man. It's like I said, it's got the puzzle on the side. I mean, it's just a beautiful boat.
I want to welcome real quick. We have some great comments here. We got Justin Boone, Billy Davis, Steve B. Steve B says,
At 109 miles an hour, it'll suck a bikini top off in the passenger seat. It's been proven.
Hey, it's Eli.
thank you guys for joining the show. We appreciate having you.
Yep. John said that's Massachusetts. That's Eli
Yep.
Delaney. Yep.
Yeah, that's Eli. That's correct.
Okay.
Awesome.
Beautiful boat.
So I guess he's up John's way then.
Yeah. Yeah. Up at JCS Marine. Up that. Yep.
Yep.
Definitely. So yeah, man, that's pretty cool. So I mean, if you say there's 500, that's roughly
20 boats a year.
20 boats a year. That's roughly
That's
10 boats if you have an equal distribution per state. So the fact that we've seen 2 is actually kind of crazy. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say, like it's pretty cool.
And I feel like from what I understand, there's a much larger concentration of them in the Florida area.
And Tennessee, yeah, Florida and Tennessee.
Yeah. And there's several out west. Oklahoma, Arkansas. I mean, they're just scattered out, guys. Really, they are.
Yeah, and they're rare. I mean, at 500, they're rare. I mean, that's 500 boats.
I would call that rare.
Yeah, it's very rare.
Most of our popular manufacturers, I mean, they build that many boats in a year.
Right.
So,
If not,
And that's
more.
that's the thing. These boats, when they go up for sale, they usually get snatched up pretty quick. I mean, if somebody's really looking, and they, some are better than others. Some people, not everybody takes care of their boats the same. But if they find one that meets, hell, I drove 11 hours and bought one out of a barn that had been sitting in a barn for 5 years. Just in. Really, I had no reason. Just did it out of stupidity.
Nothing stupid about that.
That's how I ended up with a bullet.
I mean,
yeah,
I understand.
that was stupid.
Yeah.
It's not a stroker, but I know where there's a champion sitting in a barn that's never seen the water.
Up in Wisconsin. Yep.
That I told him if I won the Bass Nation Championship this year, I would stop and buy it. I did not win, so I did not stop and buy it. But I did stop by and talk to him. But yeah, I totally understand. The right boat. If it's the right boat, the right time. Like I absolutely drive. I would drive that 60. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. We're talking about if you're familiar, Mr. Andy Hauser from Team Marine. He's a big champion
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gets a chance to log on. I know he's always talking about Stroker on his channel. You want to go ahead and read the next question, Paul? Number 4.
Oh, what do we got here? So lots of guys who run traditional bass boats like me, they see strokers, bullets, Allisons as just like that's just a go fast boat. Nobody that's a serious bass head's gonna is gonna own one of those. But what about stroker makes it a good fishing platform as well, as well as a go fast boat? And you kind of touched a little bit on that earlier, but what about like the deck layout and stuff?
I'll be honest with you. I've my lower back's fused. I've got 4 levels that are fused in my lower back.
Me too.
My neck was fused 2 years ago or last year. I've got 4 levels in my neck that are fused. And
Earlier, but
honestly, I'm not afraid to go out and run the lake right now in my boat. Well, not right now, but you know what I mean, in the daytime. But I mean, you know, I can put them up against anything as far as the ride. I mean, the ride is great. You get up on top of the wave and ride. I mean, now you're not going to get out there and run on top of 4-footers, but I mean,
but nobody.
You got to use common sense, right? I mean, you just got to use common sense. But as far as fishing, the thing I like about the boat that I noticed, and I don't know what it is about the boat, it makes this. I can be fishing, boats can be running by me, and it don't push my boat. I've noticed. I don't know what that is. I mean, I called Chubb about that right away. I said, "Why is my boat not drifting?" You know, because some boats, I'm not saying all boats, but some boats you can be fishing, sitting on your spot, and we got a river over here that I like to fish on. Every time somebody go by, I just can't sit still. This boat, I'm not going to say it don't move a little, but it's just like it's planted. You know what I mean? It don't dance around a whole lot, and that means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's actually a big benefit. I mean, I was out last weekend, and I'm trying to, it's wintertime, trying to sit on very specific spots, jerk bait, and then a boat runs by, and now you're 15 feet off the spot. You got to move back around. So over the in the course of a day, I mean that helps a lot if you're not getting pushed way off your spot.
Right. And these boats are really wide. I mean,
Big
7
stable
feet,
boats.
10.5 inches, it's a wide body boat.
What's the beam? What did you say?
7 feet, 10.5 inches.
So
That's actually a lot wider than I thought. Like, because I was going to ask you
92 and a half.
I was going to ask you to compare that, like, because I'm in a 21 XDC. That's wider than the Bullet by a lot.
72, 84, 96 and a half.
Your Bullet's kind of skinny.
Yeah, and it is, and that's just the nature of the beast. But like, I didn't expect that the stroker doing the speeds that it does would be that wide.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking right now. I'm like, a boat with a beam that wide that touches those speeds, that's pretty wild.
I mean, that's as wide as my Skeeter.
Yeah,
I mean,
right, and
my Skeeter's 96.
But that's what I'm telling you. That's what makes this boat so special. She's so wide. She's so big, and honestly, guys, I may make some people mad when I say this, but she's the baddest of the bad. I mean, she really is. She does what she's built to do.
That's 100-mile
She'll
an hour.
carry that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's a big boat, and I'm a big boy, man, and she hauls me around, so that's a plus, right?
Well, and that ties back into the fishability of it too. I mean, especially if you're somebody like me who's got 20 rods on the deck, and you still have room to move around, and that's a big benefit to me. Especially if you're fishing in rough water, you got the butt seat in, and you gotta maneuver around that and not being able to step on rods. That's one of the things that I didn't like about my Champion was, it just wasn't wide enough.
Right. Well, they're just like I said before, they're special boats. I mean, you get up there and move around a little bit, and the boat ain't dancing. A lot of boats, you walk and it goes side to side or whatever. You can feel it. This boat don't do that. She lays there.
So Andre asked if there are any luxury features to a stroker. He happened to mention like the new stuff like the chilled live wells or heated seats, but it, like just luxury features in general.
No, not right now. I don't know if there's any plans for anything like that later on. You know, it's everything. We don't care to take and put in the nicer seats and stuff like that, or something with the interior or the paint. But as far as the stay cool seats and stuff, and like the what is it they put in the live wells, they don't offer that right now.
Was it like this?
I'm not saying it won't. I'm not going to say that
G-juice
they won't.
injector or whatever.
What's that boat where I fit in
That's the Icon.
the Icon? It's like the Icon. Really nice boat. Slower than dog shit, but it's got all the nice, like it's got the heated seats, the heated steering wheel, the G-juice. It's got all that shit in it, but it don't get out of its own way.
Yeah. So it makes me think of cars, right? So you buy a Mercedes or a BMW, and you get all of those luxury features in it, but it's not a fast. It's not a sports car, right?
Mm.
You buy a sports car, you lose a lot of those features, but it's a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And and bass boats are a lot the same. I have,
Yeah.
I've got I've got a couple videos on TikTok, and I don't ever comment on them. I just put them up there to kind of draw some attention, But I have a guy. I seen one here the other day where a guy said, "I've never caught a fish running 100. My Camus will run 80," and I'm like, "Well, that's great. To each his own."
His Camus doesn't run 80. I promise.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. But you know what? And that's what I told you a minute ago, though. I've passed many 95 and 100 mile an hour boats running 80. A matter of fact, down at Nickajack, I guess it was back last year, I had a fellow pull up beside of me and said, "My God, how fast was that boat running?" And I really wasn't doing nothing. And he said, "When you passed me, I know you were running over 100. I said, "No." I said, "Honestly, when I passed you, I was probably running 87, 88. I never went over 90. Oh, he called me everything in the book. He had his buddy with him. He said, "Because I know I was running 92 when you passed me." I said, "It didn't happen." And but you get that a lot. And, and it's, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people talk about different things, and it's all what you want. Hey, there's nothing wrong. There's really nothing wrong with owning a Ranger, aluminum boat. There's nothing wrong with a Skeeter. It's like I said a minute ago. If everybody owned the same thing, and everybody thought the same thing and did the same thing, but this life would be boring.
Right.
Yeah.
Just curious, what does the hull actually weigh? Just
1,200 pounds. 1,200.
1,200 pounds.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's not super light, but it's not super heavy either. It's kind of like in the middle. I can't remember what the bullet weighs, but I think it's a little bit lighter than that.
I have a Camus story. You mentioned Camus. I have a Camus story real quick.
Yeah,
so
and then you put your
I have
photo on there.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that went from he had a Sterling, and he bought a Camus, and he sold his Sterling, and he ran his Camus for like 3 tournaments in the year. He's like, "Man, I'm thinking about buying my Sterling back." I'm like, "Why?" Because this Camus is slow as shit. he was that was funny that the guy said he had a Camus running 80. Like,
oh yeah, I mean,
and
some of the comments you see, I mean, it's just, listen, guys, I sit back and just laugh about it. I mean, when if you're gonna lie, put a little damn effort in it,
Yeah. Right. So the coolest thing, and I kind of mentioned it before we brought you on, is that there's boats in the molded stroker, which is really, really neat to see. The boats are being made again. Well, I guess they never stopped. I assume that there was a lapse at some point, but I guess I was incorrect.
Well, he did say that there was a hard point around COVID, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually shut down. And to clarify what you're saying, honestly, there's not a boat in the mold right now. The videos that you saw were where they were preparing the molds.
Okay.
But no, I just want to make sure we get that cleared up, because they're getting the molds ready, but it's getting ready to happen, guys. I mean, I'm telling you, they're coming. We just, like I said, we have I told you a minute ago that we're working on a new HydroStream Venom. Going to make a mold off of it here in the next, probably within the next week, and get it going. And then they're going to lay up the the next stroker, the 2026 stroker.
Question, and
Yes, sir.
this is something that would like I know a little bit about it, but what is the process of splashing a hull like that? Like
Well,
what
you're
goes into
asking
that?
the wrong guy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I got you. I didn't know if you
Every
knew
time I
anything.
go up
Like,
there, I'm learning. I mean, I go up there and some of the stuff they do up there. Like I said, Chubb's 82 years old. He's in that shop every day. I sit back and watch him, and it just amazes me. Um, I didn't realize that's how they did it, how they built boats, and it makes me feel like I was cheated. I wish I'd have done this stuff rather than what I do. I mean, it's so much fun to go up there and watch them create something. I mean, really,
mm-hmm.
there's got to be so much pride there, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess, is there a production goal for 2026 and beyond? Like, how many? Is there like a goal we want to make this many boats per year?
Well, you know what? That's a loaded question. I mean, me, I'm trying to help. I mean, I don't know where I'm helping at, but I'm trying, and I'm pushing. I want to see them boats start rolling out. But the plan is to get that first one out and get it on the market. We don't want to build one and quit. It's going to be, we're going to start building one after the other. And there's really, to be honest with you, I mean, there's no set number that they want to build per year. It's just pretty much get it out there, find us a couple dealers, and start pushing them.
Okay, that answers the question that I was going to ask.
So you guys want to get in with the dealers?
Is it going to be continue to be just a custom order thing, or
no? I mean, Chubb has talked about it, and we have, and you know what? I don't know how he ended up with it, but he's given me a job title, national sales manager. I don't know.
sounds
but
good. Sounds good.
So, well, it's a good title. He gave it to me, and I'm trying to help him push these boats. So, I've talked to John up there in Massachusetts. I'd like to get a boat up there, and he don't want to have boat dealerships everywhere. We want to get one here, one there. Get the boats out there, get them noticed again. And it's, one of your questions was bringing a boat back. How hard is it? And it's. I'll tell you right now, it's hard. I mean, because everybody thinks that you fell by the wayside, and it's just it's ready for the scrap pile, and that's not true.
So with when you mentioned John, are you referring to John at JCS Marine up in Rhode Island? So
Yep.
Me and Chad have been there. I think I sent you the video before where we went up and visited the shop. So
Yeah.
I will tell you from a customer standpoint and just from a friend standpoint, you guys couldn't have picked a better crew to be part of this journey, because those guys are
completely
absolutely
agree.
fantastic.
They're
Right. Well-
good people, and they do really, really good work. They're one of them shops where me and Tony went up there. We spent a couple days up there with the boys at JCS Marine, and they made us feel like family the moment we went up there, and walked us through some of the processes and whatnot that they do up there, and they're just, the knowledge is unreal.
Yeah.
Very
Well, me and him talked the other day, and we had a really good conversation. I've talked to him. Matter of fact, he had a bullet years ago, an orange and white one that I almost bought. But anyway, that's how I met him, and he seems like a really genuine person. And
That was the
We got-
21 SS. I've seen pictures
Yes.
of that boat. Yep.
yeah, that's
Yep.
the boat. That's the boat. And me and him got to talking, and he showed an interest in wanting to help. And anyway, I told him that we're also doing a hydro stream, and he seemed to get excited about that because there's a large following up there in Massachusetts too for the hydro stream. So I'm hoping that me and him can get together, maybe sit and do some talking and try to figure something out. And because I want to get, Chubb wants to get some boats up there. We want to get something up in that area. We're never going to be as big as, say, Ranger or anybody like that, but that's not what we're looking for. That's not our market. We build a different kind of boat, and it's a special boat. Like I said, if you guys are ever in the area, hell, I'd be glad to take you for a ride. Let you see what it's about.
I'd pee my pants.
No,
That
you
would be
wouldn't.
fun.
No, you wouldn't.
You said you were in. You said you're in Chattanooga. I won't be
I'm
that close.
I'm actually north of Chattanooga. I'm in a little town up here, Cleveland, Tennessee, right off
Okay.
of 75.
I'm going to be in Tennessee this spring, but
Well, there you go.
I'm going to be in East
All you got to
Tennessee.
do is get in touch with me. We'll go for a ride.
We're
How
in
about-
East Tennessee.
Cherokee.
Oh, okay.
I'm fishing.
Okay, we could make that happen. I mean, you're not that far north.
Do
I
it.
mean, if I can take a couple
Do it.
days, I mean, you're that close to Gunnersville and stuff. I might have to go down and fish. I've never got to fish.
You gotta, well, listen, I will tell you, don't expect fish from me, but I will take you for a
Oh, we'll
ride.
find them.
man.
That's all right.
Paul will
But
find
no.
them. You just drive.
That's right. That's right.
There you go.
You know, I tell everybody, my wife fishes with me all the time, and for some reason, every time we post a picture of a fish, she's the one holding it. And I tell them, they say, "Why does she catch them all?" I said, "Well, hell, she's got to have a guide."
Right. Right.
So,
See, I get the opposite. I fish with my wife fishes Thursday night tournaments with me. Just local Thursday nighters, and every time we hold up a picture, I just hear, "Oh yeah, I bet Candace caught all those." Like, come on. Like,
yeah,
give me
they
a
ain't no
little-
love
give me a
there,
little credit here. But
no
so-
love, man.
I have going back to the sales question. How do you plan to market to compete with all of the newer bass boat companies? And not necessarily to how to compete with them, but to say that hey, if you're interested in this, you might want to look at our boat versus this boat.
Marketing.
Well, obviously,
I'm telling you, honestly, if it depends on what the person's looking for. Like I said before, I honestly believe, if I bring it, in what we're probably going to be doing for a lot of the time, you call me and tell me you're interested in a boat, I'm going to come to you. I'm going to bring a boat with me, let you get in it, ride in it. The boat will sell itself. I'm confident of that. A lot of these companies spend a lot of money on advertising. They have the pro fishermen, the sponsored fishermen and stuff. And we just don't do that. I mean, aside from, getting a few dealers, we're going to bring the boat to you.
And is that what we said? I'm thinking, less so about the big companies and more about like ballistic, like the smaller companies, like ballistic, like, what would make me get a stroker over a ballistic? And you answered that, right? Like, let the boat sell itself, and I think that's
right.
a great way to look at that.
Right, and the boat will. I mean, I'm confident if you get in that boat and sit in it, and even fish at it, walk around in the boat, see how stable it is. It speaks for itself. I mean, it's unreal. Like I said, I laughed at these boats, man. When I tell you I laughed at them, I mean, I'm not kidding you. I give these boats hell. And then when I got in it just, I seen what it was. And then there again, you brought up another boat that's really great, the ballistic. I mean, that's a large boat.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the numbers it's putting up. I mean, that's another one I'm not going to talk bad about. I mean, it's a bad boat.
Fantastic boats, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
It's funny you said that you laughed at them, because I laughed at them too until we took off.
Yeah,
and it's how long's the northeast?
Did you ride in a ballistic?
No, I was in my boat and it went by me like I was sitting still, and I was doing 70. Legit 70.
Right.
legit
70, and it just went by me like I was sitting still, and I was like, all right.
all right.
And at that time, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know anything about them.
Right.
I just saw it. I'm like, I've never seen one of those before. What's a stroker? That's a funny looking boat, right? And then,
right.
I mean, just.
Well,
I was like, oh, okay.
there was a gentleman, the late Kurt Moore. He's what turned me on to the strokers. I'd go on YouTube, watch the videos. I mean, he's got a bunch of videos on there. Very, very neat. I mean, the guy could drive. I mean, he was just amazing. and watching his videos kind of changed my mind. And then when I actually got to get into one, like I said, it sold itself.
Nice. So one of our viewers has a question. Justin Boone asked, how big of a rod can you fit in the rod lockers, and how's the storage?
Well, I will tell you, I do have some 7.5 foot rods that I put in there. But now I don't carry a lot of rods like most people. I mean, hell, I probably carry 8 to 10 bait casters, and probably, honestly, I think I've got 10 or 15 spinning reels.
That's more than I can. More spinning reels than I can.
It's still about 20 to 25 rods.
Yeah, I mean, and
Which is nothing to scoff at. I mean, that's a lot.
That's about average.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about what I carry.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the sad thing is, hell, I might use 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the sad truth. I mean, they stay in there all the damn time, and I use 2 rods.
Yeah,
true.
I'll get done a tournament. I'll have 20 rods on the deck, and I call it all my fish on 2 baits.
Right.
It's like, why'd you have all those rods out? I was like, well,
Just didn't know which one.
Yeah,
had to try it. For me, it's you get into that situation, and you're like, oh man, I bet this would work here, and you throw it 3 or 4 times, and you just throw it down on the deck, and you just go on, right?
Right.
I don't put anything away. But how about your tackle storage? How's the tackle storage?
You know what? We have a large section right behind the trolling motor, where the recessed pedal is. Now, on several of the boats, they actually made a step. They started putting a step that got up to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of storage there. My boat, you have the pictures of it. It's my boat has a custom-made compartment, and I feel like I've got as much. I mean, seriously, I think I've got probably about as much storage as most boats out there, because it took away that whole center section where the step was, and yeah, I can put anything in there, man. I mean, it's huge.
Nice. Well, that's a good storage. Jerry here says there was a stroker dealer on Grand Lake years ago. It'd be nice to have them back.
Well, you never know. I mean, we're wanting to come west. Like I said, we're just trying to get it going. We're going to start trying to reach out and see if we can get set up some kind of dealer network. I mean, we're not going to try to get a bunch of people, but we want somebody that that's going to push the boat, and just like I said, let people get in it and see what it's all about. Because, like I said, once they sit in it, it's probably over with.
Now what some of the other factors, right? Like we have a good connection down at a shop in Virginia called Propeller Dynamics, and those guys are some of the best in locally here that are very good at setting up boats. They're very knowledgeable on bullets. They're actually a bullet dealer, and with talking with some of those guys, there is an interesting phenomenon going on with bullet in particular, where you got these heavy trolling motors, 100-pound Minn Kota Ultrex Quest.
Mm-hmm.
Guys are putting 3 graphs on the front of their boat. How is modern tournament fishing going to affect the future of the way that the boats are built?
Well, there again, that's a good question, because these boats have to lift. For them to run, they have to lift. I mean, there's no way around it. Putting the Ghost or the Ultrix or whatever you put up there on the front, and then like you said, I mean, hell, I think they got a 22-inch graph now.
The NBT Marine is 20.
Yeah,
22-inch screen. Not
yeah. I mean, that's crazy, man. And there's so much going up there on the nose, and and like I said, we're going away from the AGMs. We're getting lithium batteries. We're going the wrong direction with the weight balance.
Right,
and the problem is you got to get it up there. You got to get the nose up. I mean, some guys over trim. You see the beautiful rooster tails going down the lake. Everybody says, "Oh man, he's flying." Well, not really. He's
my
he's
Ranger does
out,
that. It does 45 miles an hour.
Heck yeah.
Gotta look cool.
But yeah, all this new stuff, it's really, I don't know if it's good or not. I mean,
I feel like it goes back to what like what you had said earlier about it depends on what you want out of it.
Right.
If
Right.
that's what you want out of it, you have to have the expectation that you're not going to have a 100-mile-an-hour boat.
Right.
If you're going to run lithiums with 3 graphs on the front, and you're like it's going to affect the performance, and people need to understand that when you start, a lot of people don't understand about the weight balance, and we've been lucky enough to talk to enough boat builders that we're
Right.
pretty familiar with it now. And when you add weight on the front and you take weight out of the back, it's going to slow your boat down.
Right.
Right.
And it doesn't,
Right.
and that doesn't matter what kind of boat you're running. It doesn't
Right.
matter if it's my Skeeter or your Bullet or a Stroker. It's that's going to slow the boat down. So
Exactly.
yeah,
A properly balanced boat, just getting in the boat and getting a level, getting a full size level and laying it on the deck and let both of you sit in the boat. If you're in it by yourself, put the level up there and look at how it's leaning. If you adjust your weight, I tell you, your ride is going to be so much easier. The drive will be so much better. Um, a lot of guys don't look at it that way. They put everything over on the driver's side and they don't realize they've done it. And they get out on the lake and they say, well, my boat wants to, keeps wanting to pull to the right, or I can't get my boat to lift. Well, there you go. I mean, you've got everything on the right side, you've got to be smart about it.
yeah. And that's something that I had to do with with my Skeeter is just kind of play around with where my plastic. I moved 90% of my plastics to the back of the boat just to pull weight out of the front, put it in the back. I've got 2 big units on the front, Alltrex Quest, and just moving 20 pounds of plastic to the back actually made a big difference. And then
Right.
adjusting which side stuff was on, and making it run level. And I don't think a lot of people think about that. They just throw their
They
stuff in
don't.
there and go.
Exactly. They see that, they see these compartments and they say, man, I've got a lot of storage in this bad boy.
Fill her up.
And they start filling them up. I mean, that's what happens. And, for the everyday fisherman that goes out there and that's what he's just out there beating banks and stuff, that's great. If that's what he wants to do, I mean, he spends the money for it, let him do it. But if you want to critique what you have, you got to be better than that. You've got to balance that bad boy out, set it up right, and take the time. I mean, it's impossible to go out and just set one up right away. I mean, you got to get out, you got to work with it. It takes a little work, and even your tournament boats,
Mm-hmm.
guys. I mean, you'd be surprised what you can pull out of that Skeeter. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just have to take the time to work with it.
Oh yeah, and it kind of be sometimes before with me it becomes a convenience factor, right? So I don't
Right.
like taking stuff out of my boat and then having to put stuff in my boat depending on where I'm going. I have it set so like it doesn't matter if I'm going to Deep Creek Lake, which is a Highland Reservoir, or I'm going to the Potomac River, which is a tidal lake. Like I don't have to load anything in my boat. It's all there except for maybe a couple of things. But and that works for me. Like, and I understand what I'm losing and what I'm getting. But I feel like a lot of people just think that, oh well, this boat's set up from the factory and it should just run.
Right.
And they don't understand that once you get it loaded, the work that you have to do to get it to run right.
Exactly.
As far as playing with your jack plate height and your weight distribution and getting it to that point, it's really there's a process to that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I feel like the majority, I won't say, I'm going to say that the majority of people who go out and just buy a new boat just expect it, I'm going to take it home, I'm going to throw my junk in there and it's going to run 75 miles an hour.
Yep.
And then they get out there and it runs 60 and they think there's something wrong with their boat. And there's not, right?
Right. Right.
You got to go through that process. But anyway.
Mr. Bow, with the economy and the post-COVID market, what is it looking like a new stroker is going to cost somebody? What is it going to cost to get a new hull from Stroker?
Well, there again, like I said, that price on that boat, you're looking at probably, low 70s to say $85,000, give or take $1,000.
depending on rigging and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's a custom boat,
Yeah,
so
right,
it's going
right.
to depend on what you want, how you want it, the colors.
Is that going to include
You
the
know,
motor too, or is that just the haul and
no,
trailer?
no. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
it's
just
just
the
boat and
okay.
trailer.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
But that's actually for what you're getting. That's right there. I mean, it's
I mean,
very comparable to other brands.
a
and
Ranger
you're-
a Ranger 520 is $100,000.
When
so.
you
Right.
guys test your strokers, what motor do you normally actually put on that hull when you test them? Are you guys running Mercs? Are you running shows? What do you guys run?
Well, I know in the past it's been Mercs.
Okay.
We're working on a couple of different deals right now, especially with the 4-strokes, because see, that's changed everything.
Yeah.
If you go buy a motor today, it's going to be a 4-stroke, and we're seeing big numbers out of the 4-strokes. I mean, it's just a different kind of animal. I mean, you've got to learn to move with it, to adapt to it. This motor right here, it ain't going nowhere. They might change the design a little bit, but we're going to keep 4-strokes, and I hate that because I'm a 2-stroke guy.
Sound like Tony.
But
yeah, right.
but it is what it is,
Yeah, I mean, and it is, and
Shit, them 4-strokes are beasts. man.
I love
they're
my show.
They're torque monsters, man. I love them. I love
Right,
them.
right. I mean,
but like you said, it's different. I mean, there's different. You got different power bands, and it's
well,
so.
like I said, we were talking about when I grew up. Hell, if you had anything over 17 feet back in the day, you were somebody. I mean, my God. Now, I mean, they're at what, 22 feet? It's crazy, and I don't know how it is up there where you're at, but some of my best memories are we've got a lake down here called Watts Bar,
Yeah. Mhm.
and I used to night fish there a lot. I still do. But one of the greatest things is be out there night fishing right about dark, and hear somebody come down the lake, Allison Bullet, Strokers, Norse Craft, with a 2.5 screaming. God, that's listen, guys.
Yeah.
That's what I like, man. That's what I like hearing. Those days are behind us. I mean, they're still out there, but most everybody's moving on.
Stephen B said, "How smart are bass fishermen anyway? We spend $80,000 to $100,000 on a boat, $80,000 on a truck to match it, just to go out and catch a fish and throw it back."
Yeah.
He's got a good point,
At least hunters put meat in the freezer or something.
Right.
We don't even do that shit.
I mean, we can.
We're just like, this is a nice fish.
I'm really the price that you said is very refreshing to hear because there's a lot of boats out there. I mean, I know Bullet's one of them. A lot of the newer Bullets are well over the $100,000 mark.
Shit, you can get a piece of crap Ranger over the $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, like the icons are tremendously expensive. So what you saying with the cost of the hull and trailer being in that 70 to 80 range, given that it's a custom boat, is really good compared to a lot of other things. I mean,
sounds
it's
like
right there where it's supposed to be.
Sounds like you're going to be right there in line with like the other performance hulls.
And that's where we want to be. I mean, we don't want to price ourselves out of business, but we want to be competitive. And like I said, like I told you earlier, I mean, Stroker offers they have a 5-year hull warranty. I mean, they look out for their customers, and I mean, it's exciting. But the price, my God, man, I seen a thing here a few months ago where a new boat was like $20,000 with a motor, and I seen this ad and I was like, dear God, what happened? But it just costs so much, guys. I mean, go look at these motors.
Yeah.
My God,
What
they're
is a
crazy.
brand new 250? $30,000?
So Jim just mentioned that there's a Bass Cat that's over 140,000.
Yeah,
that's
Bass
the
Cat Jaguar with a 250 or a 300 on it.
500R, and that's the thing. You talk about the price of the motors. That's an $80,000 motor.
Exactly.
So you're 80. The hull and everything else on it's only 60. 70 grand.
Yeah,
the motor's 80.
But the problem right now, honestly, guys, the problem right now is, Chubb had touched on this before. we're pretty much pricing fishing out for the young anglers that are coming up.
Steven just said the
It's
same thing.
impossible. It's impossible for a young man who's just got married or whatever to go out and have a $600 to $1,000 a month boat pay. I mean, it's just ridiculous, guys.
I'm gonna marry a rich wife.
and
Yeah.
or you could be like me and keep hoping to win the lottery. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's and even the used, like getting into a used boat. The used boat prices are so expensive now.
Yeah.
That, like,
Right.
that it's it's impossible. I mean, I was fortunate to to be in a situation where I could buy a new boat, but even then I'm limited. I couldn't spend $100,000 on a boat. I had a hard limit of $70,000. That was where I was, and that's kind of one of the reasons I ended up in a Skeeter. I really wanted a Falcon, and I ended up in a Skeeter because I have a friend that has the same boat. I've ridden in it many times. I like the way it rides. It's got analog it's got analog controls, which I was looking for a boat with that because everything's going to these touch screens and we're putting all this stuff in here, and that just drives the boat. One, it drives the price up. Two, I can't fix that on the water.
True.
If I got a toggle switch, like it goes bad, I can jump that if I need to.
I do want to touch on Stephen B's comment again too, and part of the issue is we got to find a way to drive prices down. Well, one of the reasons that prices are not ever going to come down is because people keep buying shit at the prices.
That's right. You're
So
exactly
why
right.
should they drop the prices if people continue to buy?
Paul has a good comment with the analog switches and things like that. Was that run of the mill for Stroker? You guys have like
We have tried different switches. Or let me back up and say something. We haven't tried it, but several of the people with they have bought Strokers have done the push buttons, and Paul, you said something that Chubb said. Chubb said our toggle switches have been tried and proven, and he said I don't trust that push button. And so yeah, we're staying with the toggles. I mean, it's not as fancy, but you can trust it.
Well, you can trust it, and my big thing going with it, I travel a lot, and if I'm away at a tournament and one of my switches goes bad, I can go to an auto parts store and find another one that'll get me through the tournament, right? I can just pop that in 5-10 minutes, and I'm back on the water. Where with all these fancy, the push buttons, I've had to deal with those with my friend's boat, or the touch screen. That goes out. You're in Texas. Texas 23, 24 hours away from us.
Right.
We're screwed.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Your
I mean,
live well switch goes out and you can't turn your live wells on. I'm with you guys on that.
But the problem is when people go to the boat show and see these boats, or go to the dealership and they're looking at all these whistles, like bells and whistles, and they don't think about that stuff. They're thinking, man, this is really neat. I gotta have it. Hell, I've been there. I'm the same way. And then you get it home and something happens. You're like, uh-oh, here we go.
right.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I thought about, ahead of time when I was buying a boat. And like that was one of my requirements on a boat, was it had to have toggle switches, and that's why I ended up going between a Skeeter and a Falcon, because everything else had moved to touchscreen, and even Skeeter now is moving in the FXR's moved to touchscreen.
Right.
You can just finance it for another 20 years. That's what brings the prices back down for a lot of these people now. They finance them for so long to bring the price down to be able to afford it.
I ain't gonna lie, my Skeeter's financed for 20 years.
Well, I was saying 20 more years.
I ain't going 40. I went 20. But
Now,
Morgan
40's
Oliver
a
from Propeller Dynamics. What's going on, Morgan?
next question we got for you, and this is the bragging rights, so please lay it on thick. What's the fastest the Stroker has ever run? And what was it? What did it have on the back? A 300X or something like that?
You're gonna get me in trouble with this one. Because so many of these guys are fast, I mean, honestly, most of the strokers that I know are running. Um, there's some big numbers out there. I mean, you know, Chris Bailey, the late Chris Bailey, set some really big numbers down in Louisiana. He used to do a lot of setting up for different people for stroker, and I will say that he had one of the new strokers with a 300R on it. It went 109.6, um, and it was strolling. And the guy could drive a boat. I
It's
mean,
called the pucker effect.
Yeah, I don't ever want to drive a boat that fast.
I want
Tony
to go that
does.
fast.
it's a rush. I mean, I've not been that fast. You know, I went 108 in a center console Allison I had, and in my stroker, I've been a little over 104.
I haven't been that fast, just 108.
I like how casually you said 104.
Like the difference from 108 to 109
Yeah, I mean,
is like noticeable. Like,
that's. But guys, listen, honestly, 104 is. I mean, you know,
Oh, Eli
You
said,
want-
"Be careful how you answer that."
that's right. Eli's right, man. Because, like I said, I'm one of the slow guys. I mean, I've seen so many big numbers from the other stroker guys, and I respect that. You know, I don't bash them because we've got some really good wheelmen out there.
oh, that's
We've
the
lost
Eli with the two strokers that we were talking
That's him.
about.
Yep.
He's got the
Yes, sir.
autistic
How's it
wiring
going,
stroke.
Eli? Thanks for joining the show.
His boat is beautiful, guys. I mean, it's he does a real good job with it.
Eli
Oh,
said
my
121,
God.
121.46.
You know what? Yeah, but now that boat right there.
He was like, I wasn't going to say that, but
Hey, you know, and I was waiting for him to comment on that. That boat right there, the boat that he just posted is not the boat that you see, the autistic one. That boat has a name for a reason. The boat that did 121, the name of it is White Knuckles.
Yeah, I could imagine. I can imagine.
Think about it. Think about it. I mean, but the boat that's a legit number. I mean, the video's on YouTube.
Jeez.
That is
And it's nasty,
rolling.
guys. I mean, it's the real deal. That boat right there is scary fast.
that's crazy.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
changing gears
That's
a
faster
little
than
bit.
a lot of them Hydra strokers.
Yeah, so changing gears a little bit, right? So we know that they can run,
It's like
right?
twice as
Obviously,
fast as my boat.
obviously the strokers can run, right? What about the rough water handling? Like, is there a trade off? How do they handle the rough stuff?
You know, I don't see a trade off. I mean, I honestly don't. I mean, some people may call me out on that and say, well, you know, they ride a little rougher. I don't think so. I mean, I just told you, you know, my lower back's fused, my neck's fused. Guys, I don't care to get out there and run on the lake. I mean, it's the boat's handled really well. And honestly, I think it's because of the wide beam.
Mhm.
I think it's what does it. I don't know, but that's the only thing I can figure. I mean, it's a 21-foot boat, and she really handles really well. I mean, I had a guy call me the other day, was talking about the strokers, and he had heard the same thing. He said, "I heard you guys might be bringing them back." I said, "We're trying. You know, we're doing what we can." And he said, "Bo," he said, "I want to tell you," he said, "that's the easiest driving high performance bass boat there's ever been." And he's right. I mean, this thing they're so easy to drive.
Sure.
So they don't
And
have
when
they don't have a big chine walk then.
No.
Wow.
I mean, you know, I tell guys, if they talk about, well, I can get to 85, but it's, it just feels different. Well, if you can drive one to 85, you can drive one at 95. It's just things are happening a lot quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be thinking about the wife and the dog at home. You got to have your mind on what you're doing, because I mean, it happens really fast, guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, with the Tony's rough water question, I something that I've learned over the years riding with other people is 80 to 90% of rough water handling is in the driver. It's not in the boat.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, you got to keep that bow up.
I've been in Rangers, Nitros, notoriously bad rough water boats, and I've been in a couple of them fishing as a co-angler in a couple of tournaments, and I was like, man, these suck, they're terrible, and then I go out with a friend of me and Tony's who has had a nitro for a very long time and is a very good driver, and we go out in 3-footers, and it's just like nothing.
Wow. Who was that, by the way? If you don't
Henry.
know? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing how, being in the same boat, a year before that I was in one, and I mean, to the point where me and my tournament partner, who now for TBF, actually drew the same guy that I had on day 1 on day 2, and he got off the water and said, I'm never fishing one of these tournaments as a co-angler again.
Wow.
Like, it was that bad. I mean, we both just got beat to crap. Like, me on the first day, him on the second day. And then, I get in with a buddy of ours, and I mean, we go out and we're running in 3-footers, and it's, I mean, nothing.
Yeah. It's the driver. I mean,
boat.
most of the time.
Wow.
Right. And our boats, like I said, the wide beam, the boats, they handle really well. And in my personal opinion, they're probably the most forgiving boats out there. I mean, they just, if you make a bad adjustment, hey, it ain't gonna eat you up. I mean, these boats, there's just so much difference in them. A lot of people don't realize, and a lot of people talk about them, how they drive, and they've never drove one. And I just tell people, say, hey, find somebody that's got one, ride in it. You'll be amazed. I mean, it's just different.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that, because when I first got in, when I was running my Ranger, I had a 518 VX for years, and I always looked at, I kind of grouped all the Go Fast stuff together, like the Bullets, the Strokers, Allisons, even Gambler a little bit. I was like, those are fast boats. They're fast. Some of them fish a little better than others, but the rough water ride is just not there. And then I get into the Bullet, and I personally haven't had the chance to put it in rough water yet. But being, in that community with those guys that have run them, they're like, no, like these things can run in the rough stuff. Once you figure, like, better than anything else, you just got to figure it out. So I think there's a misconception out there that just because a boat's fast, it's not going to handle rough water.
For sure.
Is your boat is your boat a 21 or is it one of the 20s?
It's a 21 XDC.
Oh yeah. You just keep the bow up. A lot of people, where they mess up is they tend to try to run flat and try to keep the water from coming in. But I've noticed if I, like with my hydraulic plate, I'll lower my engine, get the bow up, and she'll ride. She'll go.
Yeah, I mean, you hear that with all those boats, and knowing, like, having a couple of guys who are really into gamblers that I know pretty well, and they said, no, like, we can run in any, I don't care what the water's like out on the bay, like, I'll run anything in this, run just fine. So it again goes back to being, it's the 90% driver, right?
Being able to drive the boat,
knowing your boat, knowing how to drive the boat, knowing how to drive it in rough water. I mean, I've had the Skeeter in 4-footers. It does just fine as long as you know how to, like you said, keep the bow up, just kind of plow, kind of go through them, depending on how your boat runs in it, and take your time is the main thing.
Exactly, that's the main thing.
One of the things that grabbed my attention with the pictures that you sent me on your boat was the trolling motor had that straight. It was centered and it was straight. Is there a reason for that? Is that like a wind resistance thing or a weight distribution thing, or is that just how it is?
They call that an Alabama male.
Okay.
I don't know what the deal is with that, but the boat, it's a balancing thing. It puts the boat balanced out, and it does. I'm sure it helps with the wind as well. But most of your strokers have it mounted the Alabama style.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, that puts that weight right on the center line. So.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a big Gambler thing too. I know Gambler did that. Now Bullet did I think it's called a Tennessee mount, where it was off to the side, but it was still straight. Because when I got the Bullet, which was in terrible shape when I got it, it had that mount, and I had never seen that before, and I was just looking at who did this? Like, why would? And then I found out later that that's actually a thing. Like, they do that from the factory on, especially a lot of the older boats, which is interesting. Now, on the newer boats, I know we kind of talked about the trolling motor a little bit. We know that the Ultrex Quest. I mean, I have one. Paul has one. It's a phenomenal trolling motor. I'm not going to take that away from it, but it's super, super, super heavy. A lot of the guys,
and torquey.
Yes, a lot of the Bullet guys are going to the power pole move to save weight, Is that something that you guys have considered as well at Stroker, to still have a 36-volt option, but save a little bit of weight too?
You know, I have a buddy he's running. He's doing the 36-volt situation, on his boat, and he loves it. But now, with that said, he's running a Nispro Show supercharger.
Oh,
You know,
not even the 332. That's what the 400
Oh.
something, right?
no, it's 525.
525.
Oh my
okay,
God.
Yeah.
Out of what?
Yeah.
250?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Nispro.
So take a-
Supercharger.
I thought the biggest one was the 332.
No. The biggest
No.
flash is a 332, so it's flashed and has a supercharger
Oh
installed on it.
shit! That is amazing.
Yeah. If you go to our page, I change the pictures for the banners like every week or every 2 weeks. It's in the background of that banner picture. I mean, looking at it in the picture, it's not that big, but every time I see him, I say, "Oh, you got R2D2 with you." I mean, that's what it looks like. I mean,
Right.
it's freaking huge.
Because they,
But
Chad not being familiar with it, so they actually have to extend the cowling to fit
Yep.
the supercharger in. So the cowling is about 6 to 10 inches higher than it would normally be.
The air scoop looks like it could consume a small family.
Yeah, pretty much. So like when you look at it, you look at like if it's not like labeled, you don't know what it is. You look at it and be like, something's off with that.
right. It's we had a little rally at Nickajack several years ago, and my wife and I were sitting, and when he went to take off, and dude, it just sounded like an F-16 taking off. It was the
Love
strangest
supercharger
thing.
wine.
I told her, I said, I've got to have one of those.
Wow.
This has got a big
Awesome.
old whipple on the top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the supercharger. It sounds like a turbo, man. Damn. So what's that? I'm just curious. What does that boat run? Has he? I'm
You
sure
know
it's
what?
over 100. It's got to be.
Well, you know what? He's testing props. The problem with that boat is it makes so much horsepower, so much low wind. I mean, he's on the rev limiter with a 34-inch prop.
Probably hard to get it. It's probably hard to get it to grip.
Right.
On the rev limiter with a 34-inch prop.
That's insane.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
It happens. It happens.
I mean,
It's
it's what happens when you throw a 500 horsepower motor on a 1,200 pound boat.
Does anybody even make like that? Who even makes a prop with 34 pitch?
I'm assuming those are like custom race props.
yeah, most of them. I mean, and the problem is now, man, some of these guys are, I have several friends that are going out and buying these new 5 blades. I mean, they're $5,000 for a prop.
Yeah.
And listen, I run performers. I'm a big performer guy. I run Bullet Cut and South Carolina Cut, and they do really good work for me. And I mean, they're $1,000. I just can't. Those props, I had a guy at Jasper at the River Run last year begged me to try his props. Here, run this. I was scared to death. I said, dude, if something happens. He said, oh, nothing's going to happen. I said, nobody goes out and gets in their car and says, hey, I'm going to have a wreck today.
Yeah, right.
I'm not taking that chance. You know what I mean?
Little submerged,
What?
submerged floating log or something,
What
hit
are
it.
those
Yeah.
crazy ass props?
The Sharrows.
The Sharrows. You guys ever run one of those Sharrow props on a certain
Never
boat?
have run one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never talked to anyone. I mean, you mentioned that like those props that you run are $1,000. I mean, a Mercury Fury's $950 now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they're
that's
expensive.
just a mass produced, Mercury prop that half the time doesn't run right out of the box anyway.
Right.
You
Well, for
gotta
what
pay
we do
$950
too.
to have it sent and send it to a prop shop to to get it straight, right? So it ends up costing you $1,100.
Right. Well, and like with our setups, I don't want to jinx myself, but we run surfacing props. I mean, our props are, we run above the pad. I mean, that's just the way we run. That's how we achieve what we do. Some props are better than others. I mean, it's not uncommon to sling a blade. I mean, it happens. And I need to find some wood to knock on. I mean, I've been very fortunate, but those expensive props sling blades just like the cheaper props. and that's the risk you take.
How does
Yeah,
that
and I mean,
happen?
anytime you're running a surfacing
when
prop,
you're
I mean,
turning them the way you are.
So
Yeah.
like,
well, it's so half the prop's out of the water.
right.
Exactly.
So every time the prop turns, the blades are smacking the water essentially.
Exactly.
And you're going to sling,
Exactly.
you know, you like if you,
Yep.
you know, eventually over time, if it wears or it gets a little nick in it, like it's just going to when it hits the water.
At that
Yep.
much horsepower, how are they even gripping when half the prop is out of the fucking water? You know what I mean? Like, how are you? It doesn't. It's wild to me.
Well, you don't have as much. You got to understand though. You don't have as much boat in the water now as
that's true.
these strokers. Very, you know, you're thinking about your Ranger
If you
with the
have any boat
stroker.
in the water.
Yeah, you're going to have you just have the back few inches of the boat balanced on the pad, and then you raise the motor up because we all run hydraulic plates, and you know, for the most part, most of you stroker guys with the two strokes are running 16 inches of setback.
Oh,
We
wow.
stack our plates. Yeah, we stack our plates. I sent you some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
We put a 6-inch manual on a 6-inch hydraulic, and we have to have setback to get lift. Now with the 4 strokes, you know, I've talked to a couple different guys. They're starting to go. You know, they're trying to run the shorter plates because of the heavy motors, and you know, the 4 strokes make a lot more torque. I mean, they do. They're real torquey. But you know, most of us. I mean, like I said, I've got 2 on one of my Yamahas. I've got a Sportmaster on one, and I have a.
I'm sorry.
You have a Sportmaster on a Yamaha?
How's that work?
Yes. Well, it just happens, you know.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on one second. I don't think it just simply happens.
I feel like there's definitely some modification that had to happen there.
You have a picture of my motor.
Yes.
You have a picture.
Find those pictures.
I sent it to you. I sent it to your personal Facebook, Chad. We're gonna pull it up, but you might have the only Yamaha in existence that has a Sportmaster.
No, I don't.
Wait, so this is a common thing?
Yeah, there's several of them out there.
I don't see anything.
I'll resend them right now, Chad.
That's very interesting. I mean, I'm sure
I've never even heard of such a thing. That's amazing.
I'm sure there's some like shaft modifications that have to go into it and stuff like that. But essentially,
you know, well, and also, it's not a 20-inch mid; it's a 15-inch mid. We cut it down. It's been cut down.
That's real.
So it's a Sportmaster gear case 162 on a Yamaha HPDI 250.
Okay.
Other way.
Yeah, so they're lot of modification there.
So let's talk about gear ratios for just a second,
wild.
because I don't know like the difference, I guess, between like what the 162 versus what's it, like the 174 or something.
Yeah.
What is
175.
What's the significance of the difference in those gear ratios?
Well, you right here.
Yeah, that's it.
The 175 you can turn a taller prop. This ain't laughing at it.
We got the picture up on the screen right now.
No, I'm laughing at it because it's cool.
It's just
like, it's just got this little mini midsection.
that's a serious prop too. I can already tell just by looking at it.
Yeah, that's a. I think the one that's on it right now is a 30-inch Performer. That's a South Carolina cut.
Now you did it.
So we're fumbling through the pictures a little bit here, but keep going. We're gonna get it back up here in just a second.
But, you know, those props, those props right there. You know, they come from down here in Soddy Daisy, Tennessee. High performance prop, and it's a performance propeller, and they make a great prop down there, man. I mean, it's we have a lot of luck with them, and I've run a lot of different props. You know, I've got a Bravo that I run, 32 Bravo.
Why is there a massive gap in the top of this?
There's not.
No, I think
that's
he means
a hydrofoil.
No. You mean that, right, Chad?
Yes.
So
it's just where the motor bolts up.
So we're looking at the thing
higher.
here. Is your motor bolt? Is it in the furthest south bolt? I guess it just looks like the gap between the steering and the top of the jack plate.
I'd have to go out there and look at it. I can't remember because, like I said, I got two.
Looks like you just got to
And
mount. You got to mount it. Your motor mounted
right,
real high on the plate.
You could fit
That's
a
all.
corn
right,
dog
right,
in there.
I thought you were
right.
talking about what it looked like a gap. I thought it was a gap down by the prop.
No, like
I noticed
right
you're running
here,
one of.
and I'm like,
Notice that the hydrofoil that you had on there.
Right, right, right. And it's just it just helps you get out of the hole a little bit. When you're running that big
that
prop.
prop looks nasty.
Did you make that hydrofoil, or is that did you buy
No,
that?
actually, I got a guy off of the Bullet for him.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's he makes them. I was trying to think of his name.
All the way to the left.
It might be the same guy that I had a buddy of mine that was running one on his HPDI on his Skeeter. It looks almost exactly the same. He probably got it from
He
the
makes
same
them.
person.
I mean, he does. He does Mercury, Yamaha. He does them all.
So we're flipping through some of the pictures right now. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking through some of the pictures right now. Now, we talked a little bit about jack plates. I mean, I guess, is there a specific brand of jack plate that Stroker is going to have in the future? I'm assuming you're going to say Bob's, right?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who Chubb has talked to because Detweiler's where it's always been.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, that's what everybody's has on their boats whenever they come out of the shop. Um,
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
we got the
nothing-
picture up now with
Nothing wrong with Detweiler.
We got the picture up now where you can see the trolling motor. That recessed foot pedal, it looks like it's built into the deck.
The whole trolling motor looks like
Yeah.
it's recessed into the boat.
Is that?
But I know that's an
It's
optical
recessed in the
illusion
boat,
right
right?
now.
yeah, it's an optical illusion. I mean, it's not the pedal is. They call that the coffin.
I like that.
The way it's cut down in there, it's got a graph in there.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean everything's down below the trolling motor. There's a graph under that trolling motor.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Is it like flush mounted under there?
Yes, that's correct.
How
That's
big of a
wild.
graph can you flush mount in that thing?
On my yellow boat, I have a 9.
Okay.
That one right there is a 7. You're not gonna get no big TV in there. You know, they do make a special mount. Chris Bailey years ago used to make a beautiful mount that went around the coffin to where you could mount it on top of it. I wish somebody'd start making that again. I mean, it was so nice. His craftsmanship is second to none.
Steven says, "Is that boat for sale?"
Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. Everything has a price.
Right.
You might not like it. But yeah, we can always sell something.
So we talked about the boat, right? And obviously the boat is one of a kind. Let's talk about the trailer for a second, because I feel like nobody really talks about boat trailers, but boat trailers mean a lot, right? I mean, I'm not here to talk smack on any brand, but I think we would all agree that Nitro has quality control issues with some of their trailers, right?
Right.
People have issues with Nitro trailers. Do you guys build your own trailer, or do you get it from a custom line, or a what's the other, easy loader or something like that?
In the past, he's always used boat mates.
Okay.
But Chubb has a design to where he's building his own. It's called a high roller trailer. It's an aluminum trailer, and he's going to start building more trailers. And the trailer's not horrible. I mean, it really is. It's a nice looking trailer. And like I said, the price I gave you a minute ago, that's going to be with a high roller trailer.
Aluminum trailers aren't cheap, so
Yeah.
I mean that's a good selling point too.
Is it
especially in our area?
Yeah.
I mean, because we
Brackish
fish
water,
the
yeah.
bay. We have we've got salt. We've got.
Well-
I won't say we have salt water. We're not quite brackish, but there's salt in our water. So we end up my trailer's 2 years old, and somebody hit my scraped my trailer and knocked some of the coating
Right.
off, and now it's rusted.
Immediately. With the market nowadays too. I mean, do the aluminum trailers look as good? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of partial on that,
They
but
look okay.
they do look good. But I'm like I said, I'm old school, and I just it's hard to change. And
I hear you.
but I will tell you, some of these aluminum trailers that have come out are very impressive. I mean, and they're not cheap. I mean, man, some of them are really high, $10,000, $12,000.
Is it going to be a tube design, or is it going to be that C channel aluminum?
I believe, don't hold me to it, but I believe it's the C channel.
Okay,
That's C channel or I beam.
Either
Well,
way.
it might-
I know
yeah.
a lot of. I know.
I
a lot
don't
of
know.
aluminum
I mean,
trailers.
I know it's not going to be a tube.
I know a
That's-
lot of. I know most of the modern bass boat aluminum trailers that I've seen are aluminum I beam.
Yeah, as long as it's not tube, because I mean tube's
Right,
great,
yeah.
but it rusts from the inside
Well,
out.
it's aluminum; it won't rust.
Well, it still can corrode though.
Not very.
Not as
likely.
much, but I'm telling you, like aluminum will corrode.
I've
That's-
seen aluminum corrode.
So,
Oh,
but
I mean, yeah, but not from. I mean, usually it's when it comes in contact with something
yeah.
that reacts with the aluminum. But anyway, that's a different story.
I guess the last question we got here for you, because we've really hit everything so far, but the last question is, and we hit on it a little bit earlier, right? I don't know if you got a chance to watch our episode a couple weeks ago where we talked to Heath Murphy, but one of the big questions we asked him is, bringing back a boat that's like a classic boat, right? How it's hard to do, especially with a boat like Gambler wasn't really relevant. I mean, I shouldn't say relevant. I'm gonna say it for the sake of the question, but Gambler wasn't relevant for a while. To bring them back after a couple years with
Well,
the
they didn't
modern
exist for a
scene.
while.
Well, right. That's what I mean. So like to bring them back, to re-energize that brand with the modernization of what tournament fishing is. I mean, the challenge of that is obviously astronomical, but where do you like the value of having a boat like Stroker come back? I guess where do you think the value lies in something like that?
Well, the market has changed so much, and the people that are buying boats are different. It's not the same people. I mean, a lot of people go, and it is a problem because people go and his best friend's got a stroke or got a Shadow or got a Stratus or whatever, and that's what they want.
Mhm.
My dad, they'll say, well, my dad's always had a Bullet. That's what I grew up fishing. That's what I know. And they tend to stay with that brand. And, Stroker, we've got to do everything we can to market that boat, keep it out there, keep it, like I said, I love seeing other people make videos. Anytime they're watching a video, they're sitting there watching our product. And like I said, if you're just going down the road, you wouldn't believe how many people pull up beside you and they'll just ride along the side of the trailer. And you're like, what is he doing back there? And that's all they're doing. I've had people, pull up beside them and give me a thumbs up. And that's cool because it's just, like I told you earlier, it's kind of like seeing Sasquatch,
Right.
Hell yeah.
Have you ever
there's
seen
not a lot of them out
Sasquatch?
there.
This is the second time you've mentioned Sasquatch. Have you ever seen one? Because I'm like a huge
No,
Bigfoot nerd,
man.
by just random. I'm sorry, but like when I was a kid, I used to watch like Finding Bigfoot like all the time. So I'm sorry.
It pains me that
it
you said
piqued my interest.
it pains me that you said you watched that when you were a kid,
Well, I'm still a kid. I watched it last week. That's
making me feel old.
It's like,
Oh,
it's
man.
like I'm actually 31, and you're not. You're what, 29?
27.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God, you're
I know,
such
right?
a
That's a
baby.
long time ago, guys.
Right? That's a
Oh,
long time for
man.
me.
God,
So,
I'm 31.
I thought of an interesting question. I know that I said that was the last question. Let's pump location. Where are your pumps located? Is it easy to get to?
Yeah, they're center behind the fuel tank. They're fairly easy to get to. I mean, are they? You're not just going to jump in there and just swap them out, but
You don't
You
have
know.
to like remove the tank or nothing like that.
no,
'Cause
no,
I
no.
have to do that every time. Every time.
I have fooled one
Worst
of those
design
tanks
ever.
a couple of times.
It's the only thing I
Yeah,
hate
that-
about Bullet is if your bilge pump, live well pump, whatever goes bad, you got to run the whole boat out of gas to get. Yeah, it's the only thing I don't like, but it is what it is.
Jim
It's
has-
but
Jim
it's
has
a great
kids older than you.
platform.
Yeah, jeez. But it's good to hear that you're in a position where even if it's not the easiest thing in the world, you could still get to the pumps and change them out without having
Right,
to
right,
pull
right.
crap out
It's
of the
something
boat
that
or whatever.
the everyman could do, with a little bit
Right,
of
right.
with a little bit of effort.
Yeah,
Like,
no, you're not
I
going to
ain't pulling-
dissect the boat.
I ain't pulling gas tanks to change a pump. Like
You'd be surprised.
if I look at a boat and I say like I can't see the pumps and I'm like, oh, I got to take that gas tank out. Guess what? I'm not buying that boat.
Well, the funny thing is, when I went to look at that bullet, I opened the back and I was like, hey, why does that gas tank have a handle on it? Nah, whatever. And then I was like, shit. Yep. Now I know why. And then you got to, and then, by the way, you'll never have a pump go bad with an empty tank. Your tank will be full.
Every time.
Your tank will be
every
full.
time.
Like,
Every time. That's just how it works.
Funny. That's funny.
So, but anyway, those are all the questions we got. What is the last thing you got for us before we start closing out the show? I really appreciate your time, but if you could leave the viewers with one thing to look forward to from Stroker, what would that be?
Be excited. I mean, we've got great things getting ready to happen. Like I said, we have the new Stroker going to be rolling out soon, and we have the HydroStream. I mean, the HydroStream is going to be, I believe it's going to be a big seller. I mean, it's going to be a great seller.
Sorry, Paul's laughing at a comment. So
I know what I seen it.
Yeah, he's talking.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
that was a pretty good jab, though. You know.
But you know what? Hey, he at least waited until after, like, the first couple weeks. I will say, none of my friends took a jab. But after that, it was fair game.
If you want to take a jab back, he's the one that put it in.
Well,
oh
man,
that's bad, boy.
Oh,
that's
geez.
bad.
But no, I share your sentiment with the excitement. You know, like I said, knowing that there's molds, knowing that Chubb is still involved, knowing that there's a future for the brand, and you're talking dealers, that is exciting. I mean, I think that we're in a situation now where,
What's up, Matt? Thanks for joining, bro.
in my opinion, a lot of boats have kind of gotten closer to each other. When I look at the newer Tritons, the newer Rangers, the newer Skeeters, I see a lot of similarities. Just little things like the seats are the same, the width of the boat is the same. Whereas back in the day, in the late '90s, early 2000s, Triton was a skinny, fast boat, Ranger was a big, wide boat, Skeeter was somewhere in the middle. It seems like everything's kind of going into this one universal type of thing to accommodate for things. So having a brand like Stroker that is going to do its own thing is, I think, going to be infinitely valuable. And it's really cool to see a custom brand like that. So we're rooting for you, man. I hope it works. I really do hope it works out. And if you guys get one up to Rhode Island, I would love to go up there and see it. That would be super cool.
I'd be glad to take you for a ride. And like I said, share the pictures of the Wounded Warrior boat with your friends there and let them check that out. That's a special build. That's not a speed boat. That boat has one purpose, as I said before. And we want to get the guys that have served the country out on the water. They deserve to be there just as much as anybody, And it's just a special rig, and check the pictures out, and I believe you'll like it.
I don't know. I think we never got into it, but that's my career path, as I've been in the Army since 2020. So I appreciate that you guys think of things like that for some of the folks that are, unfortunately in the wrong place at the wrong time and have to live with the consequences of that. So that's a really, really important and commendable thing that you and Mr. Chubb are doing. So that's really cool.
It's been a long project. Like I said, he said he's seen the guys
come back that are like close by.
I think I only have. We can pull them up. I don't know if I have the pictures of that one. You sent me the gray one. I don't. Did you send me this one too?
Yeah, it's the black one.
The black. Okay, send it to email, or did you send it through Messenger?
Messenger. No, it went to email. No, it went to email. That's correct.
Okay, I'm gonna try to find it real quick and see.
Yeah, it's
Tell us a little bit about the
bigger boat. Well, Chubb has been working on this boat for a long time. And like I said, the deal with Chubb with that boat, he's seen the soldiers coming back from Afghanistan, missing limbs, legs, arms, whatever. And, it really hit him. He wanted to do something. So he came up with this design. He said they deserve to go fishing as much as anybody. And he built this boat, and you can get on it at the front. It's got a chain-driven deck. It lowers down where you can drive a wheelchair up on it. There's a remote. It'll raise you up to the deck. Once you get to the deck, you can roll yourself back to the steering wheel. If you want to drive the boat, you can lock your wheelchair in and drive the boat. If you don't,
That's
you can
crazy.
pull over on the other side.
Does it like
And
slide to the left and the right to put them behind the steering wheel? Like, is it
no, he'll come in behind it and just pull straight in, and it locks in.
okay?
I just sent you the
And
pictures. I found
yeah,
it and I just sent them to your messenger.
it's very unusual. And like me and you, I mean, we can get up on the side of the boat if we need to go to the bathroom. We can do our thing. With these guys, they're not able to do that.
We're
So
gonna
he's got to
swap
build
over
in.
to the boat here.
Yep. So we got the boat on the screen now.
Okay, cool.
Check that out.
Other way. Okay. So what this?
Okay, yeah, I see it.
Oh wow! Look at that. Okay, so the whole deck is lowered for that. Wow!
Yep.
Look at that.
Yep. Don't ask
Damn.
me what it weighs. I have no clue.
Okay, and that the black the looks like the kind of the brace or whatever, if you will, on the back. That's to hoist the person up into the boat.
No, it's in the front. If you'll go,
I see it right here. Okay.
Yeah, he'll enter from the front. He can
Oh,
go
that's
all
the
way
front of the
here.
boat. It almost looks like a catamaran looking boat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's not. It looks like it, but to incorporate that deck, the lift, that's the way you had to make the cat.
Wow.
That is crazy. That is awesome.
Is there going to be like a hand control type trolling motor set up for it?
I don't
or-
know. I mean, he's got some different things that he's made for this boat. Just depending on what the person would need, whether it be
Okay.
hand control or foot control, it can be adapted to it.
Interesting. That's ingenious. I mean, that's definitely. I mean, that's you've never seen something like that.
There's not another boat like it, guys. I mean, it's one of a kind.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's special. That's really really neat. That is really 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 neat.
And
Yeah.
it's not made for a beauty contest or anything. It has one purpose only.
Sure.
And it's not going to get out there and put up the big numbers. But it's not. It's not.
Does that
supposed
have
to.
a giant spoiler on the back of it?
Yeah, it sure does.
That's what that is. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool,
Hell
man.
yeah. What's
Yeah,
up,
it
Brew
does.
Tank?
Man,
Yep.
wow. Okay. So I
That
gotta
is-
ask,
That
What
is
is it? What's-
freaking awesome.
what's
Dude,
it
look at
for?
the size of the spoiler.
is it to offset
No,
weight?
It's gotta be for lift.
Adjustment on there. It's his design. I don't know what it's going to do. I mean, hell, it may take off going down the lake. I don't know.
That's pretty neat.
It looks pretty killer though, don't it?
It looks like
Yeah, that's wild.
So, not to take away the attention from the boat, but I presume that this is the inside of the plant.
Yes, that's
Oh,
it.
wow. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Now
For
this
those
this
down
is
here,
neat.
so you
That's
guys
really
can
cool.
see the old spoiler back there.
That
That
is
big
super neat.
spoiler, dude. That is wild.
Yeah.
I kind of want one of those on my boat.
I was actually gonna say, like, what if we put a spoiler on like the cowling of the boat? Would that increase? Would that like force the boat down for lift or something?
I don't know. You would
I mean,
think
it
so
might,
because that's the
right?
whole idea. Even with a plane, you adjust it, and that's how you get lift and where it pushes it down as well. So I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a fixed wing.
That would be sick if there was power poles in the wing.
Oh man, that would be pretty cool.
No, that's very cool. It's awesome that that Chubb has gone to that lengths to do that, to accommodate somebody in that situation. I mean, yeah, you're absolutely right. There is absolutely not a boat like that at all.
Nope, nowhere.
I definitely couldn't put a wing on my boat with all the sketchy backwaters I go into.
Yeah, right. You'd be trimming trees with that thing. But Mr. Bo, hey, I can't thank you enough. This has been a really, really awesome interview. I really, really appreciate you coming on and sharing this with us. And we're, with you. We're very excited to see Stroker in the next, hopefully more than a decade, be out there and putting boats out and, being a competitor in this market and putting a quality product out there. Because, I mean, the unfortunate reality is there's just a lot of stuff out there that is not
Right.
as high quality as we'd like it to be for the money that we pay. So I'm
Right.
very excited to see you guys, put that out there and, be part of this whole fishing bass boat scene going forward. I mean, it's very exciting to see.
It's been a blast, guys. I've enjoyed it, and like I said, stay in touch with me.
Yes,
and
sir.
Yeah, no
I'm
problem.
up there. if I come up to see John or whatever, I mean, I'm sure I'll bring a boat with me. We'll go for a ride.
That
Yeah,
would be
kinda have to-
fantastic.
We got some places to. You ever run your boat in about 3 feet of water before?
Not that I wanted to.
Oh shoot,
3 feet's good. I'm comfortable with 3.
3
Yeah.
feet,
Man.
That's deep for us.
Yeah. So I got a good one for you, John.
That's safe water
Or
here.
I got a good one for you, Bo. So like when I take friends of mine out, and Paul will appreciate this, for the first time on the Upper Bay. So when the water in the midsummer, when you get a lot of grass up here, and the
Right.
water on the Upper Chesapeake Bay will get very clear running the flats. And if you know
Okay.
how to get around the flats, you'll be fine. But when every time I take somebody out for the first time, I'll be running
If
on
you
the flats.
don't, you could also be
Yeah.
furred.
Yeah. So I'll be running on the flats, and I'll like, hey, look over the side. How deep is it? And all they see is the bottom. But you're going fast as hell, and they're just like, I get like the deer in the headlights eyes. I'm like, well, how deep is it? It's like a foot. Oh, we're good. We just keep going.
Oh, we in our one
man.
local river, one of our buddies wanted to go back. There's an old quarry in the back, and there's a big flat across it. The first time he was back, he's like, I don't know how to run back there. He's like, you drive my boat, and that way I'll have a trail. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, but whatever you do, don't look at your depth finder.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Because we're running, we got to run across this 1.5 foot flat. If you're in the creek channel, it's a 1.5 foot. So
Right.
like, I'm just like, yeah, just whatever you do, just trust me and don't look at your depth finder. Because
We got
you
we-
will freak out.
We got stuff
living
that
on faith.
we have stuff that you can't idle over. You have to run over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh.
you have to.
Yeah,
and
it's
I mean, it's
That's
mud,
normal for
yeah.
us.
mud, sand. I mean, we don't really have much rock around here, so you're not. The biggest thing we have to worry about, or did a log drift into there or something, something like that.
You got to wash out
Well,
your propeller system. Your
Well, that's what I was going to
impeller.
ask. I guess the prop shop gets a lot of business up there. Right?
Oh yeah,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It
yeah.
does.
I need to send. I mean, I didn't really do much to mine this year, and just from running, running the flats and stuff, and like
You
I need to
round
send
the
mine.
edges off
I need to
real
send mine
quick.
out because it's just. It's not bent or anything, but
You can see the wear,
You
yeah.
can see the wear and feel it on the
So
edge.
I got
yeah.
I got a good story from Scuba Steve, and I wasn't there for this, so I can't personally attest for it. But
I heard about this.
my buddy, my buddy Scuba is not. He's a truth teller. He'd take it to the bank, just kind of like you said earlier. They went out one day and the tide was like real low. Scuba said it was the lowest he's ever seen it in his life. And if Lil John's watching right now, Lil John was there. Lil John will attest for this. They came around this turn in this particular area that there's a deep hole.
I think I was out that it's the same flat that I took my buddy's boat across.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a deep hole on the other side of this mud flat.
Except the tide was blown out.
Yeah.
But the tide was blown out.
Uh-oh.
And they came, so he's in a bass cat. And it's a bass cat. It's not a jaguar.
I
It's
think
a-
it's a lynx. I think
It's
a
a
lynx,
puma,
right?
I think.
Yeah, there's a
Either
puma,
way.
something of that nature. Come around this turn, and my buddy John, who was with my buddy Scuba Steve and his son Little John, came around the corner and they looked at it, and it was
Mud.
mud.
Like,
Oh,
and a trickle of water.
Yeah,
And I was
oh,
out.
like-
I was out that day, and
Yeah.
like they were going out when I was coming in, and like when I heard that they went back to the pond, what we call it the pond, I couldn't believe that they went back there. Like there was no way that I was going
Yeah.
back there in my boat, and I've ran it 1,000 times.
oh God.
And
that's
I
awful.
mean, John came around the corner and looked at it, and he said, "Is there any water on top of it at all?" And Steve said, "Like the puddles within the little mud divots." And he said, "I'm going for it." And he just freaking hammered it
Oh.
down and just skid across that mud over to the other side, and then went back in the pond.
And
went
it's not
fishing.
like a 50-yard area. It's like 300-400 yards. I mean,
yeah,
it,
it's a
Oh.
solid quarter mile.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's
oh,
what we get to
man.
deal with around here.
yeah, it's fun.
But he had to come back out too, right?
Well, the tide
that
came
was,
back in.
That was in. Now they were fishing
Oh,
it
okay,
on an
okay.
incoming tide, so it was out. So the water was just going to get
Oh.
deeper as it went. But yeah, that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard in my entire life. I was like, that is
Well, and that goes back to
That is nuts.
something we were talking about earlier before the show, and you're saying that, well, that's too much thinking. Like,
Yeah.
we got to remember that.
plan
Like,
that.
I can run in, I can run back there, but I got to make sure that I'm out of there by 10 o'clock. Like 10 o'clock, depending on the tide.
Right.
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie.
Because if you lose track of time, like you'll get, I mean, you're stuck back there for 6 to 8 hours.
There's that, or on the other side of the spectrum, I would like to say sometimes you just can't think about it. You know what I'm saying? If you think about it too much, you ain't gonna do it. So you just kind of
Living
gotta
on the
not
edge.
think about it and just go.
Like wind direction makes a big, you got to think about wind direction. So if
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm going to go to this area, like, okay, well, the wind's blowing from the northwest, that's going to blow the tide out of that area. I'm not going to be able to go to that area. It's definitely different fishing tides.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nothing like we have down here. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might get a little drawdown or something, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we get a
that's about
drawdown
it.
every 6 hours.
And you'll be all right if all you got is a half a prop in the mud.
I guess
you're
every
fine.
12 hours, if you want to get technical. It's like
Man.
every 12 hours we get a drawdown.
Yeah. That would be horrible.
Yeah, I mean, it changes every 6 hours. And we don't have a huge tide swing here. Our tide swing's a foot and a half ish.
Yeah.
So it'll change a foot and a half to 2 feet. When you get onto like the Delaware River, it's like a 6 foot tide swing.
Really?
Yeah. So
Ooh,
a friend of ours was fishing a tournament up there, a Bass Nation tournament, and in practice he finds this rock jetty, and it's loaded with fish, and he's like, wow, I might do all right in this. So he first day of the tournament, he runs up there, and there's not water within 4 feet of it. The whole rock jetty's out of completely out of the water, and just on a big mud flat. Yeah, that's the fun stuff we get to play with.
Oh, it's fun, all right.
Enjoy, fellas. That's why I don't have a skeg on my motor right now.
Right.
Oh God.
I don't think I've had a motor with a complete skeg in 10 years.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Wow.
It's pretty normal.
I knocked part of my skeg off on the new Skeeter. It took me 6 weeks. Six weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks. I knocked a chunk out of the skeg.
Oh, that's awful.
Insurance companies don't like us here.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, man. That's like a minefield, ain't it?
Well, it gets better because we have another body of water. So the Chesapeake Bay is fed by the Susquehanna River, which is actually a tremendous fishery. It's just exceptionally shallow once you get north of like Harrisburg,
and
Pennsylvania.
rocky.
So we got this one branch called Conowingo, and it's so rocky that it's not marked. And there's, I don't know how many rocks, like 5,000-6,000 rocks up there.
But like the lower end of the lake is fine.
Yeah,
like,
the lower end's
is
fine.
You don't have to worry about anything in the lower end. It's 20 feet deep out in the middle. No big deal. But if you want to get where the smallmouth are,
yeah,
you talk about a minefield.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
So basically, you're saying there's a price to pay if you want to get to the gold.
Correct.
So it's like fishing the Pickwick Dam.
Yep.
It's just like that. To get up to the north end of the lake where it's coming out of the next dam. It's very similar to like Pickwick.
You got to put in the time, and you got
to not be afraid.
Yeah, you got to put in the time. You got to not be afraid to be able to figure out the maze. Once you've figured out the maze, you're all right.
No, because I've figured out the maze, and like I have everything marked, and I hadn't been up there in it would been like 2 years since I've been up there, and I was like, I'll just idle this, and I got a little bit off my trail and ran my champion up on top of rock.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I was like, whoops.
If you're not on the trail, you're gonna hit something. I mean, on the trail, like 5 feet each side. But I run it. I'll run it wide open. But, I'm comfortable.
There's certain
Tony
sections
also
you can
doesn't
run.
care about his life.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Like to get to if you run the main branch of the river that goes up, there's one or two rocks that you really have to worry about, depending on the water level. And if the water level is low, you can see them. So it's actually better when the water level is low because you can see the one rock that's that's really dangerous. And then the other one just comes off the bank, and you as long as you know you're far enough off the bank, you're good. But you're running the main river channel there, and once you get past the one a power plant discharge, it's like 100 feet deep.
That's what.
But it's only like 50 yards wide. That's 100 deep. 100
That's the
feet
crazy
deep. If
part,
you get
is
off
like-
of that 50-yard stretch, it's not deep anymore. And it's all rock.
Right over here to your left
Wow.
is a boulder that could have sunk the Titanic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
5 feet over to the right is
100
80 feet of water. It's like,
Yeah. No, that's
Wow.
not an exaggeration. I'm going to send you some pictures to your Facebook Messenger that you can check out because you wouldn't believe it. I mean,
It's a really fun place to fish.
It is a
That's
really fun place to fish.
especially
man, I mean-
especially in the fall.
Yeah.
Catch some pretty big smallmouth in there. You guys get bigger smallmouth down there in Pickwick though.
Yeah, I mean, we got some big ones down here, but I mean, you know what? I've seen some pictures of the smallmouth up there, and they always have a real good color.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
oh
beautiful.
yeah.
They seem like they color up really well. I guess the water's where it's clear or whatever.
Well,
I mean, they're
interest-
It's
really-
not
Interestingly
even that
enough-
clear. It's I don't know why they have such good color up here. Because most of the time our like Conowingo Lake is relatively dirty, and yeah, I mean those fish. You put those fish in a live well for a couple of minutes, and they are so brightly colored and just beautiful.
Wow.
I was going to say
They're also just pissed off at that point. too.
yeah, they really get that really pretty color once you get them in the live well. Once you get them in the live well is when they'll really start to get really beautiful looking.
It's like a stress-induced color.
And I'm
I think
I'm
it's
very-
the color of the live well.
I'm
I think
very
it's the color of the
I'm
live
very
well.
partial to smallmouth. I would much rather fish for smallmouth than any other fish.
Right. Right.
I just get stuck fishing for largemouth too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go like on the upper bay. Like we have, at the top of the bay, like we can catch some big smallmouths. I mean, I've caught a few over 5 pounds, but I can go up there and catch 20 pounds of smallmouth, but it doesn't do any good. I mean, it takes 23 to 25 pounds of largemouth to win a tournament. I mean, so
Right,
I don't get to
right,
fish for them as
yeah.
much as I want.
I get it.
I get stuck. You get stuck having to fish for them because I can go fish for a 4-pound smallmouth, or I can go out on the flats and catch 7-pound largemouth. Like,
Right. I get it.
Well,
but
think
this time of
we're,
year, I definitely like to. I do a little bit more where tournament season's over, so I get to play around a little bit more with those.
I just sent you a couple pictures. I'm finding some more as I go through this, but I just sent you a couple pictures of some of the rock situation. I might have to find some after we get off the call here because I have some where it's just like, is that even a real place? I mean, and the cool thing about it is like you'll be, like Chad was saying, you'll be in 80, 90 foot of water, and then there'll be like a 30-foot cliff with a house on it. Well, a great story.
I think I have a picture of that.
A great story before we end it here is during COVID actually, I went up there and was fishing, and there were these little cabins on the rocks and whatever, and this old man come out with this long gray beard during COVID. He's like, I heard the flu's going around, and I was like, I said, partner, how long you been on this island? He's like, oh, I stay here 6 weeks at a time, and I was like, you might not want to go back. Like,
just stay.
yeah, like you might just want to hang out there for a little bit.
So you go through this. I'm looking at this first picture you sent. You go through that chute right there and go up that river.
Which picture did you send?
I sent her the picture of the splits.
Let me see it.
Dude, that's crazy.
So the splits, you got to be a little bit more careful. I'm trying to find some pictures where you can really see like the giant rocks. So I will up there, like in that spot, it's all trolling motor territory and stuff like that. On the other side of the lake, you got a lot. So if you look at the video I sent you,
I know what you're talking
the
about.
splits is
Yeah.
on the left side. On the right side is where boats run up.
the video I sent you, that's up by the falls, and you can run all the way up to there. But once you get past that bridge, it's a minefield. But getting up there, you better be on your trail. And then the last video I sent you is one of the areas where we actually fish, where you're kind of in slack water, but there's just rocks everywhere. I mean, in that last video, I'm probably in 20, 25 foot, and you can cast up on dry land. But the thing about it is, it's so there's a hydroelectric dam at the top and a hydroelectric dam at the bottom. So I think full pool is 109, and then low, like regular water, is like 104, 103. So it's a 6-foot swing. I mean, any given, and there's no reason for it. You go up there one day, it's 109. You go up one day, it's 104, 5 foot lower. Go up one, it's just, and those fish, they move so much, you know.
Well, I know you guys are up north and I'm down south, but the pucker effect, it still works the same up there, correct?
Oh
yes, yes, it does.
That's I can see where a man could be puckered up real quick on that one.
I gotta find. I'm gonna find a couple of the pictures here.
And whenever I'm fishing around here, it's pretty much a permanent state of pucker.
Yeah, yeah. That is accurate. It is definitely. There's so much shallow water.
Yeah, there's a lot of sketchy stuff up here. I mean, fishing the bay, like what I'm fishing in the wintertime, like there's no. I mean, you're running main channels. It's 8 to 15 feet deep. Nothing. Nothing crazy. It's when it's the summertime fishing that gets you, because our fish don't go deep in the summertime. Our fish go shallow in the summertime. Huh. So you're out. I mean, you're out in the middle of a 10,000 acre. I think it's 5,000 acre grass flat.
Yeah.
That the average depth on this grass flat is 3 feet deep.
Wow.
There's some deep channels in it. That are 8-9 feet deep, but the most of the water that you're fishing is 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And that's when it gets sketchy.
Yeah.
Our tidal fish are like the opposite of like your fish down there. Your fish go out deep in the summertime.
Yeah.
Follow the shad, stuff like that. Our fish go shallow. Like you won't catch a fish for the most part here in the summertime in more than like 6 to 8 feet.
Wow. Man.
But they won't be on the bank, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
So like that's the thing, is like you'll be fishing in 2 to 4 feet of water. I don't know, 3 miles from shore in any direction, just in a grass flat. And the interesting thing about up here is like the grass, it's in an area the size of a football field, you will have 20 boats, maybe 30 or more. It's a parking lot.
But let me ask you this though: what holds the fish out there in that one spot like that? Is there something different there that they
all the bait? It's all grass.
Very minute differences can hold fish compared to another spot.
Usually, the areas where the fish are concentrated, there's a little ditch in the grass, and that little ditch might be, it might be the difference between 2 feet and 2.5 feet.
That's crazy.
That little 6-inch, 6-inch deeper ditch, the fish will just stack into it, and it's all bait related. I get it. Bait are going into there. So sometimes they'll be in the 8-foot ditch, sometimes they'll be in the 3-foot ditch.
Bait, grass as well.
Yeah. Well, it's the grass. The bait goes to the grass. Bass go to the grass.
Right.
They follow.
We've definitely noticed grasses that the bass like being in more than other types of grasses,
or at least it's easier to catch them out of. It's hard. We have a lot of hydrilla here, but we don't get deep hydrilla. Our hydrilla grows in 3 feet of water, so it never really gets that nice like canopy to fish. So, but the fish will stack into it.
So I just sent you a couple pictures, and you can see some of the rock formations. These are the ones I showed him. This is idling up towards the falls, and then the one where my crankbait's hanging in the middle, that's just like whatever. And it's like Jurassic Park. And then the last video, it hasn't sent yet. The one that I sent you, that's one of the tidal spots where I'm idling through it in my Ranger. That's going to the pond. Very narrow.
The rocks. It's crazy. I mean, they're huge.
Yeah, the rocks are pretty unbelievable. And the crazy thing about it is, as good as that spot looks, it's not usually the deal. Like it's weird because you can go up in those beautiful looking areas and fish all day and catch like 6 pounds.
I'm gonna send you a picture to send him.
Okay.
Wow. If you catch anything at all.
Yeah, it's just those fish, they move so much up there, and it makes it's a fun fishery because it's tough. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Picture my champion on a sandbar.
Oh.
She is high and dry. I've been and the crazy part is I've been stuck worse. my buddy's boat one time. He kind of got off the track a little bit, and we ended up on a sandbar. And by the time the tide finished going out, there wasn't water within 100 yards of the boat.
So what do you do in that situation? Do you have to wait until the tide comes back?
Yep.
Do you have to just set up camp and say, I'm staying?
Yeah,
Yep.
we just
what
we
else do
waited
you do?
when we got the
You don't want to get out either because you're going to be walking through about 3 feet and 4 feet of mud.
Yeah,
So-
it's
well, out
not.
on the
It's
flats,
not a hard.
if you're out on the
bottom.
flats,
Not
it's
the
not
flats
bad.
as
If,
much,
if you're
but-
out on the flats, it's sand. So like the day we got stuck when there wasn't water anywhere near the boat, like
See ya, Jim.
we just got out and went fishing. Like we just grabbed a couple rods and just went to where the next ditch was and just fished and killed some time. But yeah, I mean that's really all you can do is just you wait for the tide to come back in. It can get dangerous certain times of the year. We got stuck in I think it was April.
How were the mosquitoes?
They were not out yet.
Oh,
It was cold in the morning and then it warmed up during the day. We got stuck in the morning, and we were off by 2 or 3. The tide changes every 6 hours, so it was almost dead low tide when we got stuck. So it was like 2 hours from low tide when we got stuck. So we were probably there for 4 hours. 2 hours after incoming tide, we had enough water to get
Fishing
off.
the wintertime is very dangerous around here. That's where you'll see
People getting
guys that
helicoptered out.
They get helicoptered out because you can't stay out there on the boat, you'll freeze to death.
Oh,
We've had a couple
We've had a
situations
couple of
like that.
we've had a couple this year, especially with the waterfowl guys. Yeah, down in the salt marsh. Yeah, but it's very interesting though. Like, I mean, just where we're located is a pretty. We're like Middle Bay region. The closest river to us is like
Upper Bay.
Well, yeah, but a lot of
Middle Bay is like Bay Bridge.
Yes, but bass fishing wise, we're like a little bit further south in terms of competitive.
We're about as far south as bass really live in the bay.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's all like up in the river
Until you get So, but it's shallow and it's dangerous, and a lot of people don't you have to know. I mean, it's hard to come here and. I mean, how many times have we seen people that come here for like a national level tournament? People come from Alabama and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they look at their map and they're like, "Oh, this should be good," and they send it and boop right into
Yep.
they're dead into sand because they didn't take into account the tide.
I've been back there in that area that we call the pond a few times, and there's been tournaments back there from guys that are out of state, and I've been like, you guys might want to leave.
You remember that one?
They're like, why? And I'm like, because that tide's going to go out, and then you're not getting back out to weigh in at your tournament. It's like you're going to sit back here until the tide comes back in. Let me tell you.
We had in that particular area, we had a high school tournament that went out of a local boat ramp.
That's the one I'm talking about.
There were 6 teams that didn't make it back because they got stuck.
really?
Yep.
Wow.
It's
Unreal. I would have never
fun.
thought
It's
that.
pretty
Crazy part is they were stuck on the mud flat. I was on my flat bottom tunnel haul John boat with a little 30 on it with a jack plate.
Just
And
driving right by
I
him.
just motored right past them. I was like,
See you
told you.
He's showing off being the big dog, ain't he?
Yeah, right. Sometimes them John boats get it done, huh?
That's why I like
That's right.
that's why I like traveling. Yeah, traveling so much is because when I go to most of the places, like when I went to in Texas and Rayburn, like I just had to worry about timber down there. As long as I wasn't in the timber, I'm in 50 feet of water.
Right.
I did do a little bit of damage to my boat in Wisconsin on the Mississippi, but that's more.
That's a story for another day.
It happens, man. It happens.
Fiberglass work is not cheap.
Right.
Nope.
Well, Bo, we really appreciate you coming on, brother. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I almost feel bad because we took up a full almost 3 hours at this point. So thank you very
2
much
hours and 10
for.
minutes.
Well, we brought him on at
Oh,
6:30.
man.
Oh, that's true.
So thank you very much for coming on. And again, if you ever need anything from us, if there's ever anything we can do for you or for Stroker Boats, please let us know, man.
If you're ever
We're happy to do it.
Absolutely.
If you're ever unfortunately in the Baltimore area,
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
Guys, I hope to be soon. I hope to be in that area.
Let us know. Get in
let us know.
contact with us, and we'll, our house is your house. We'll show you the bodies of water, whatever you need, brother. Let us know.
Great. I appreciate it, guys. I've enjoyed it, man. It's been fun.
But
Awesome.
thank you.
Had a
We'll
great
stay in
time.
contact.
Yep.
All right. Take
Thank
care,
you.
guys.
Have a good evening.
Have a good
Have a good
See
one.
you. You too. Bye-bye.
Well, I think that was an awesome show. We got to hear a lot of good stuff about Stroker. I'm very excited to see hopefully those guys come back and be present for a long time. It's a unique boat. It's a very cool boat. It's something we don't get to see a lot, so that would be it'd be very, very cool to see it. If you joined us for the first time tonight, we really appreciate you guys joining us. Thank you for being part of the conversation.
And we hope to see you come
in.
back. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, please come back, like and share. We hope that you get a chance to join us. We're live every Friday night, 7, unless Paul and I are fishing tournaments or Chad's got whatever going on. We're usually every Friday. We're usually live at 7, talking about whatever, whether it's boats or a new spinnerbait that came out, or tournaments, or
glide
whatever.
baits, or rule changes to bass.
We might get into that next week.
Yeah, that's probably
we're
going to be a
gonna
good
get into
topic for next week.
It took us about 2 days to figure out what it actually said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely
kidding.
made my brain hurt after I read it the first 2 times. But anyways,
On that note, I'm going fishing tomorrow.
we're out of here.
Everybody have a good day.